friendships. I shared with you on last week that there were at least 5 different categories, Ron, of friendships. This is review. There are acquaintances, and there are casual friends, and
Let's see if
then
people
there
want to
are close
join
friends, and then there
as we cook dinner.
are lifelong friends, and then there are, we talked about this, work and activity friends. And this text is extremely important in the body of Christ. While we are brothers and sisters, while we're not an island, while we are an entire body, God really calls for you and I to love one another unconditionally, and that our character and our disposition, listen to this, be one of friendship. That we love each other that way. This is extremely important. And I want to tell you, Ebony, it's so important because regardless of how gifted you are, and regardless of how great you can teach and minister and sing and dance and prophesy, if you don't exemplify and learn to love unconditionally, and work on this friendly, Deacon Jeff, welcoming disposition, it can be a roadblock to those that you are privileged to minister to. And for some in the room, I want to tell you, you could be a lot more effective. You reach really better. You can reach your children, and grandchildren, co-workers, and neighbors, and even other members if you would allow God to do allow God Alex to work with that side of us. It needs to be somewhat more real and not standoffish. And we will learn to be real one another and to go out of our way to shake a brother's hand or to embrace his sister without first looking her up and down first. Preach, Pastor Herman, without because a real sister, when those sisters came out here, if you really called them, it would have been on your feet. You got to be up here to celebrate another woman.
Hi, welcome. I am cooking dinner and meal prep for this week. So the first thing that I'm about to do is I'm about to cut the salmon into chunks, and then I'm gonna do mashed cauliflower. So that is what I'm gonna do for like lunch and dinner for like 2 days. But then I'm also gonna do ground turkey and egg and pepper for dinner. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you so much. So first I took the knife out so that I will be able to cut this, but that's going to take forever. So I'm going to get the kitchen shears. We're going to cut it in chunks, and then I'm going to season it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's why at the teachers conference I tried to model something that I could be in the back of the room, walking the building. You don't have to be, because it's you're not the only gift.
So first I'm going to cut it in strips like this, and then I'm going to cut it in cubes.
Hundreds of men will be in the room, but
The cubes definitely depend on what size you want them to be. I want them to be bite size, so I made them about like this size. This size.
Like this to this.
Nuvia's 24-hour process is really unique.
It's a game changer in terms of having your teeth the next day. And you're getting the final product. You know that you're getting the smile that.
Because Christian is not making it about you. It's you decreasing so that God can increase in others.
This is a real easy meal because I'm literally going to just season this and put this in the air fryer.
Austin Dawkins is because Jake said something a couple of weeks ago at a meeting that I happened to be on a call with my pastor, and that is when you get to a particular age pouring into other people, if you don't have a young person on your hip, if you're not talking to them about what you know and what you experience and how God has worked in your life, you can't die with all of this in you. Nor can you hit somebody on the head one at a time when they're in the race with you. Preach, Pastor Herndon. Our text this morning is extremely important because the Apostle Paul Phaedra is in a precarious predicament. He sits in a jail cell and he's wondering about the real relationships that he has. Like who are the real, what are the real relationships that I have? Who can I trust? Who can I depend upon? Who really is there? And on last week we talked about this. Last week I shared with you that there are 3 areas of friendships and relationships.
So I just cut the salmon into chunks. So now I'm just going to let it sit on the napkin so it can drain a little bit. And I'm going to move over to my cauliflower before I begin to work with that salmon feather. So now we have this cauliflower. I got this from the produce junction like last week. It was a really good price. I think I only paid like $1.50 or something for it. So now I'm just going to cut it up. At first I was thinking about roasting it, but I'm in the mood for mash. And because I don't want to eat carbs, which are so delicious, I'm going to make this into cauliflower mash.
People question the depth of the relationship, Pastor Herndon. Is that really biblical? Absolutely it is. Remember the parable of the soils in Matthew chapter 13? In the parable of the soils, the seed that
take all this off.
That broke through the earth and went down, thank you, Pastor John, and brought forth fruit. And so there are people who question the authenticity of the relationship. But also, too, let's take a look at the depth of the friendship. The depth of the friendship. Or is the relationship shallow?
I try to keep the counter clean as much as possible.
It means intense. It means extreme. As a matter of fact, I'm in good whatever territory. Ephesians 3, verses 18 through 19. This is what it says, Ephesians 3, 18 through 19. It talks about, listen to this, and may you have the power to understand as all God's people should. Listen to this. Talk about the love of God to them. Listen to this. There is how wide, how long, how high, and how deep God's love is. And so I have a right to question, are you authentic? Are you authentic? Are you authentic? Is the relationship authentic?
And for this, I try to cut it. I'm going to try to cut it in small pieces because what's going to happen is in order for it to mash, I don't have a mixer. I'm going to put it in my blender and then I'm going to begin to put different ingredients in it to season to taste. So I'm just going to cut these in small pieces. So another way that you can do this is you also can boil it until it gets really small and then you can smash it that way. This is just easier to do it this way.
I know some Bible verses from growing up in church. I know some songs from growing up in church. I know the church cliches. I know the hot Bible verses. It's very shallow. Or can I boast in God that my relationship is deepening with Him every day? Preach, Pastor Herndon. Or when it comes to the friendships that I have, are the friendships very shallow, very surfacey, or do I have deep relationships with others? Now, when the relationship is shallow, there's no emotional intimacy. When the relationship is shallow, there's no deep and intimate conversations.
So as I'm cutting it, I'm just going to have it sit in the water in the container.
Just enough to say I
as I cut the rest of it. Then we're going to smooth it out for the cauliflower mash. In my cauliflower mash, I like to put sour cream, butter. I typically buy almond milk, so I don't put milk in there because then it's going to have an almond taste. And then I think today I want to try it with a little bit of rosemary in there. I don't really use these that much. So this is like the seasoning turmoil that I have. And there's different seasonings in there. I don't really use it that much, but I'm trying my best to venture out and use more than garlic and onion powder and try to use other herbs and seasonings. So I'm going to add some of that into the cauliflower also. What do you like to put in your mashed potatoes? Because technically that's what this is. Besides potato, I'm using cauliflower. So the same thing I would put in my potatoes or mashed potatoes is what I'm going to put in there. So what do you like to put in yours? And you can just put in the comments below. I don't know if you hear, but it's my pastor speaking in the background. And this is based around friendship. And one of the themes that he's talking about is authenticity, you know. And that's super important when it comes to any type of relationship, but especially when it stems to friendship, to a relationship. You have to be authentic. You have to be yourself. Because at one point, you're going to get tired of being fake. When you're cutting this, watch your finger. Like each time I look at you, I'm like, Ashley, don't cut yourself. When it's shallow. Now, how is it I know you this long and I can't find out about her? How is it you surrounded up and we can't talk about that? You gotta apply this spiritually, because some people are shallow in their prayer life. Oh, we thank you for waking us up this morning. Starting on our way up with the food and our take shallow. There's nothing wrong with that. But you ought to grow past that. And we definitely want to try to clean as we go so we don't have too much to do later. This definitely makes me want to have, sometimes on YouTube videos, and I'll be looking at different people's kitchens or whatever, it definitely reminds me of how they have the like with a bigger kitchen, of course, they have the long countertop, and then right there they have like a little trash, like it'd be like in the cabinet, a little trash, and you just scoop it in there. I think that is a great invention. Great invention. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to boil this cauliflower. It's really hard, so I'm going to boil it before I put it in the blender so it can get a little softer. Ooh, I like that. I don't know if you guys just heard that, but he just said sometimes when people are silent, it's not that they're trying to like do something to you, but they're trying to get their thoughts together because they want to stay. So instead of like getting loud, being emotional, going off, I'm going to be quiet so I can stick in it. Sometimes people are just really quick to like, it's easier for them to walk away. It's less drama. It's less confrontation. But confrontation is not always bad. It's just you're confronting the situation. So this is a really good sermon. This has been like my favorite water recently. Delicious. So they have the regular one and then they have the sparkling one. And yes, I'm about to take this to the head. No, I'm not gonna do that on camera. Let me be a lady. We could be a little fancy and put in this cup. Let me rinse it out first. Then pour it in here. So what I just did is I just put some water in this pot. I'm going to wash this cauliflower off a little bit. So it's sitting in water, but I'm going to wash it off a little bit and then put it in the pot.
That's why in every Bible study you sit, I want us to learn all the principles we need to, all of the scriptures we need to. But one thing we got to do is we got to teach people how to war. We got to teach people that battles are fought on our knees. We got to teach people that when we open up our mouth and say, devil, not today and not tomorrow either. God promises you. You don't have to wait until you get to this church to have a prayer meeting. You have a prayer meeting.
So we have this on the stove now. I have it on medium heat. So now I'm going to bring the salmon back over here and we are going to season the salmon.
Cast it out. Deliver that house. Deliver that job. Deliver. I don't know who I'm preaching to, but can you just take 60 seconds to feel God in this place right now? I say I feel God in this place. Just open up your mouth. Say I'm standing here because I've learned how to war. You got to war for your family.
I'm actually going to season it in a bigger bowl so that I can be able to move it. I know some people don't like to feel meat. It doesn't bother me. In my mind, is like I can feel the seasoning that's going on there, so that's how I see it.
I want to tell you this with no man and me. But I want to tell you, for those of you who have been taking this church a long time, and
We're going to put a strawberry in our water.
you going through it. Let me tell you why. Because one of the things when your relationship is shallow, I want to tell you, you got to learn how to
So this is a seasoning cabinet. You see how I'm reaching?
that you've been
I
through.
can't reach that. So I am going to go get the stool. I'll be right back.
Pastor Herndon, let me help you. There are those of you who have been hurt in childhood, hurt by people in your past, and I want to tell you, you got commitment phobia. But when you save for real, I said when you save for real, for real, for real, for real, you wipe the slate clean of everything that happens, and you say that God has done for me in 4 minutes, then I'm not going to mess up the relationship that God is going to bring into my life and judging you on something that happened in my past. Behold, I do a new thing. Will you just minister to your neighbor? Say, God's trying to do a new thing. He's trying to bless you with sisters and brothers and teens and young people. And don't you judge them off of somebody who hurt you in your past. I ain't gonna get too close. Ain't gonna get too close. I'm gonna just attempt.
So, of course, I just took down a lot of seasoning. That doesn't mean you have to use all that seasoning. That just means I'm going to think about, am I going to use it, or I might just use it, but then I don't have to get back on the stool again. So I just took them all down.
I like you, but I'm thinking about marriage, but I'm thinking about teaching, I'm thinking about taking nobody seriously. I'd rather just keep my options open. That way I play it safe and don't get it. Lord, would you walk with God
Let me show y'all this. Isn't this so cute? Yesterday I got some flowers from the produce junction, and these were the flowers that were left over. So I just put in a little champagne glass. I think it looks so cute. Set it in the corner over here. I think I want to try doing this more often. Just flowers all over, because it just makes the room feel so lively and so beautiful. And I love these colors together. All right, but back to our salmon. So the first thing I'm gonna do, running a little low, gotta get some more. I'm gonna spray some olive oil in it so that some of our so that all of our seasonings can stick.
If knowing that you got flaws.
I don't have any exact measurements. I know people say do it until your ancestors tell you to stop. I just do it until it looks like it's seasoned enough. This is driving me nuts. My hair under here, guys. But I gotta make it the rest of the week. I gotta make it the rest of the week, and then it will be spring break. So I'm like, let me just put a hat on. So we're gonna put some pink Himalayan salt on here. And with the salt, I would say use a limited amount, especially if you're using other seasonings, because a lot of times we don't realize that the other seasonings has salt in it too. So you want to just be mindful of that. Now, my friends will tell you, if you know me, you know me, you know me. I love black pepper. Like, I need to see the black pepper. Black pepper me up, black pepper me down. Put the black pepper in there. Oh, I like that. You heard that? Deep love, a person will make sacrifices for you. I guess one thing that I've learned recently is you never know what is a sacrifice for somebody. You just never know. But then again, that's why communication is so important, because someone may be making a sacrifice where you may feel like, oh, that's regular. Like, that ain't a sacrifice. What are you really losing? But you just never know how that other person may feel about it. So you definitely want to recognize and appreciate the sacrifice that people make, whether it's to chill with you, whether it's to help you with something. And just know everybody's sacrifice is different. So that person's sacrifice may not be the same as your sacrifice.
You don't have anything that God can't give me. That's why I'm not jealous of your car. I'm not jealous of your house.
All right. I think this is amazing. Blackening seasoning. And if you ever heard, Phillips is a seafood place here in the States. It might be out the state too, but in the States for sure. So I'm going to use some of this. I want you to win. Can y'all hear the sermon? Because if y'all can't hear it, you're probably like, what is this girl talking about? You always got to have, not this one, but this one, the smoked pap. That's what me and my friend call it, the smoked paprika. This just livens up the flavor. Just a little bit of slap your mama, because slap your mama is a little high in sodium. So just a little bit of slap your mama. You better not ever think about slapping my mama, because it's going to be on. It's going to be on. You will then see the hood, Ashley, and not the Holy Ghost filled one, okay? My mom wouldn't like me saying that, but she know that's my boo cakes. Then I want this to have a little spice, a little spice, a little spice. I like Indian food. I love African food. Those are the top foods that I thought about that's spicy. But I can't have too much of it, because then it's just going to be too much for me to bear. Okay? So just a little bit. I think that probably was too much. Who knows? Then we're going to have some garlic and herb seasoning blend. A little onion powder. And just a little bit of Old Bay seasoning, because we just used the Phillips, and I feel like that one was blackening seasoning, where this one is seafood seasoning. So just a little bit, because once again, this is high in sodium, and I put some of that pink salt already. And then this is garlic pepper. When I first bought this, I'm like, it's just garlic seasoning and pepper. But when you look at the ingredients, the very first thing is salt. So I actually am not going to use this, because we already put a little bit of too much salt in here. Let me see. Let's get the stool. So I can get the regular garlic powder. Then we have the garlic powder. Look how seasoned this looks. Now I have to move it around. Can y'all see that? Then we're going to move it around so it's touching all the pieces. So one thing I would say, when you're not prepared, you got to touch all this stuff. I feel like I'm washing my hands over and over and over, but you got to be clean. Cheers. You don't taste the strawberry just yet, but sometimes if it sits in there for a long time, you begin to taste it. I see that there are a few viewers watching. That makes me happy because this is new to me. So thank you so much for watching. All right, so now we are going to move this salmon around. And remember, we have put the olive on there first, so all the seasoning is pretty much sticking to the salmon really well. However, this cooks really fast, so what I'm going to do is just sit this to the side. I'm going to cover it with a napkin and sit it to the side and sit it in the fridge for a little bit, because once I put it in the air fryer, it cooks within like less than 10 minutes, okay? And we have a while to go with our cauliflower. However, I have to make something else. I have to make breakfast, so give me 1 second. Let's give ourselves a refill. And you know another thing that I usually add in here is just a sprinkle of lime or lemon juice. How much water did you have today? Are you drinking enough water? I'm a teacher, so I have to drink a lot of water because I'm constantly talking, So I'm going to put the napkin on here, and I'm just going to sit it in my refrigerator. I don't know if you guys just saw that, but I pray that God put me around people that love me so much that they listen to this. Glory to God. Their love confirms what I already know about myself. I'm like, I know I saw something fall on the ground. So these are like the craisins that you get with your solid mix. I'm like, I know I saw something fall out this refrigerator. This was it. So we have the salmon in the fridge, seasoned up. We have our cauliflower cooking, getting soft so that we can put it in the blender. So now I am going to move on to starting something for breakfast. So for breakfast, I literally just want to scramble that. All I have to do is just throw it in the microwave and be able to eat it. Make sure that it's full of protein. So it's going to be scrambled egg, ground turkey with pepper and onion mixed in it. So let's get that started. Oh, and we're going to shred a little bit of cheese to go in there. Not too much, just a little bit. But for our veggies, we're going to put this in a chopper. I'm not going to sit here and cut all this. We're going to just cut them a little bit and then put it right in the chopper.
I'll give you a chance to think about it. Not the friends you go eat chicken wings with. Because they might just be work, play, activity friends. news.
So we have our chopper.
I'm talking about the dent. I don't have to look for my wig.
So make sure if you're using the same cutting board that you wash it. Make sure nothing is left. This isn't anything I'm cooking for someone else, so I don't have to worry about allergies, but I will tell you, my students ask all the time, Miss Love, can I have some? Can I have some, Miss Love? So, just in case they're allergic. So what I'm going to do is cut these peppers into huge chunks, and then I'm going to put it in the chopper.
This is not sensual. You can see your nakedness. And I'm not talking sensual stuff. Get it out your head. Who can see your nakedness? Let me say it this way. Take this the right way. Do not be offended by what I'm about to say. Because what I'm about to say is not politically correct. So you stay with me on this. Who can see your nakedness and your craziness? Stop playing with me. No. I want to know who can see your who can see your craziness. Now, I'm not being funny. I'm talking about when you're not on your medicine. No, I'm not being funny. I'm not. No. But see, they can use that. They can say, baby, you take your medicine. No. Who can love you past that? When you talking all out of turn.
It's hard for us to imagine a life with dirty water, so we're gonna try this. Imagine for a moment that you're a 6-year-old girl living in a rural part of the world. You have a family you love, a few best friends, and you're really good at charting road. And you love going to school. But despite your age, you also have a job. Because you're a girl, collecting water is a responsibility that you were born into. For as long as you can remember, you've woken up every morning before sunrise and gone to work. Up early to beat the heat, to beat the line, to beat your chances of being late for school. The walk is long, dense, steep, and dangerous. The container you carry weighs almost as much as you do. You have no choice.
So once again, cut it into chunks. Then we're going to put it in the chopper. So let's do it for the first one.
You're helpful at home.
So this is how it looks. Put a piece on there. Sometimes you got to use all your shrimp. And then it pops to the bottom. Saves a lot of time from cutting it into little pieces yourself.
It's the same water that people bathe in, that's shared with others. So it's home to invisible bacteria that leads to diarrhea, dehydration, disease, and even death. Sometimes you feel like you're spending more time at the health club.
When you're talking like you have no faith and you don't know God, and you just, I'm talking about kind of crazy stuff. You quitting everything and you leaving everybody and you feel like flushing a fish down the toilet and you open the door and let the dog out and tell them to keep on running and you ain't going back home. Well, who loves you deep enough to see that side of you and look at you the next day and act like they didn't see last night? Preach, Pastor Herndon. Who loves you enough like that to be able to see that crazy side of you, that side of you where you forgot to take a pill, but they can still receive prayer from you on Saturday morning? Who am I talking? Deep love. Here's the third one. You all right? You all right? The third one is longevity. Because 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the 8th verse, the C portion says,
would have took me forever to do that by hand. That would have took me forever. Oh.
The Bible says
It's gonna have to be a lot of sweeping later. It's a little seeds on the floor. That's okay.
who are the relationships I have.
Great timing. Great timing.
Because part of your longevity is you don't threaten me. It's leaving me. Every time something doesn't go your way and things, then you always passive. You ain't gotta call me. You block me. Cause you got friends like that. You got friends like that. They don't even know they blocked till the day. Like, you ain't been receiving my text.
Oh, because you know when they receive them texts and they just ignore
You
you.
block your kids.
Keep texting them. Say, don't force it. So even this, I just put it in big chunks so that I can put it in here.
When it comes to longevity, is the way that God loves us. That's what I love about God's love for me. That I don't have to worry.
And it's a little harder when the vegetable is harder.
See,
You gotta put all your strength in it.
there are some people that I gotta question whether or not you'll be there for the long term. Because there's some people that are there until they get what they want from you and then they're gone. Or until somebody else comes along better or next. Until they can use the next person. Until I've used up all your influence. I've used up all your connections. I don't need you no more. That's why I don't go. Because I got what I wanted. But the longevity deals with the fact that there's no ending. It's not even on your mind about walking away from this relationship. It is quiet now.
So all our onions and peppers are cut up in here. So we have our yellow, orange, and onions all cut up in here. So this is what I'm going to use for the egg scramble
Don't mind me telling the story.
with the ground turkey.
So, a couple of weeks ago, sorry, babe, but a couple of weeks ago, we had to attend this banquet on the Eastern Shore. One of her college friends was being honored, and they were now becoming, like a district.
Our cauliflower is still boiling, as you can see. Maybe you can't see. There you go. As you can see. So we're gonna let that boil some more. The last thing that I want to prepare before I put the meat on is I want to shred a little bit of this cheese. Basic Good and Gather got from Target. I refuse to go into that market on certain days because it's just too crowded. It says the serving size is 1 ounce. We're just gonna go with the flow. We're gonna use probably like a fourth of it.
And I would just hit okay. I just keep hitting okay because you gotta respond. You understand? You gotta respond. I just hit okay. And I was doing it so fast. She was like, and I was like, Father, in the name of Jesus, I get that. I just said, I know I have no. She found, was kind of helping her. And so she was like, can you go take me? This girl got these things. And then we go see. And I was like, you gotta go see me. She was like, yeah, she gonna let me, get borrow the earrings or whatever and stuff like that. And so we go and see the earrings. We got an appointment. I mean, it's all official and stuff like that. Like, I was like, this is a lot. All of the stuff I have.
You can use any side of the grater that you want. I'm just gonna use this side, the front side.
Please don't be offended, Kim. I'm just so sorry. I should have asked you, could I tell her story? And so I'm like, can we go see earrings tomorrow? It's like 2 o'clock. She was like, don't put nothing else on the schedule. I was like, I don't have nothing else on the schedule. It's all your time for the earrings in my mind. I'm thinking like, this is a little crazy girl. But anyway, and so, but you know, I want to do right by her because she supported me. And so all of a sudden, so when we get to the girl's house, she shows the earrings. She said, here's the unboxing. And they did unboxing. I was like, and so I'm waiting because I don't want to react too soon because in my mind, like, just get your stuff and let's just go. But I want to see her reaction, like, fit. So I look at Kim. Kim goes,
I'm thinking we need just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
I promise you I did all of that. Right. But in my mind, I'm thinking, like, just get this stuff. Let's just get up out of here. And so I was like, it's what we've been looking for. How did you know? Like, I'm doing all this kind of stuff. And so the girl says, you know what I mean, Sister Kim, I really just, you know, like you, da-da-da-da-da. And you know what? And you don't even have to bring them back. I want to just bless you with the earrings. And I was like, this.
All right, so we got a little bit more. So now we're all prepared to do the scramble. It's so much easier to do the scramble if all the things are already prepared.
So she said, well, probably I'm going to get a couple of wares out of her. She said, 2 good wares is going to lose the shine because they weren't real. She says on the first night you wear them, it will present well. It might be able to present well on a second chance, but after a while, it's going to show its true colors. May the Lord bless you. If you hang around people long enough, the real them is going to come out. They might present one way, but if you stay the course long enough, who they really are is going to come out after a while. Give God praise if you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to want to tell you this. Listen to this and we're going. Listen to this. Put 2 Timothy chapter 1 up one more time. I want to read this to you because this is what we'll deal with next week and close this out.
So I'm going to just spray the pan with a little bit of olive oil.
As you know, everyone from the province of Asia has deserted me. Out of these 4 verses,
This was butterball ground turkey, 93% lean, 7% fat. So that's the ground turkey that we're going to use. So basically we're going to cook up the ground turkey, then add our peppers, onions, then I'm going to create, maybe in a separate pan, I might do the eggs or I might create a circle, scramble the eggs. It's supposed to be like quick meals. I'm going to check out our cauliflower. Because basically we don't want it too hard going into the blender.
experienced.
Alright, so it's pretty soft. See that there was a leaf or something in here.
How could they let me deal with this by myself?
Mmm.
Why am I laying in this bed with no visitors?
Let's just flip it.
Why am I
I've yet to get the meat masher that I mentioned. I'm going to turn this down and then to move it. going to use a little garlic pepper because in here it's salt, garlic, black pepper, parsley, oregano, herbs, and cornstarch. So all I need to use is this. And I'm going to use a little bit more black pepper. So with this, I have cut up some fruit yesterday. So I probably will have some of this in the morning with some fruit. So this is some fruit I cut up yesterday. So it's grape, strawberry, and honeydew. I had a pineapple, but unbeknownst to me, it went bad. So I had to throw it away. Delicious. Thank you to my one viewer that's watching. How are you feeling today? Good strawberry. So we are going to drain our cauliflower so that we can mix it for our cauliflower mash. Then we're going to put it back in the pot and add whatever seasonings we want in there. Our ground turkey is still cooking, and our salmon bites are in the refrigerator. And you want to try to get it in small pieces. Well, at least that's how I like it. So I'm going to drain the cauliflower so that I can begin to mix it so it can be cauliflower mash.
Celebrate this, brother.
may say that's too much, but guess what? I'm eating it. I like peppers a lot. I love onions even more. So then we're just gonna move this around.
Bless you, man. What's your name?
The peppers may add some water to it, so then we'll have to drain it.
Take good care of him. Come on, help me praise God.
However, we want them to get a little soft. They don't have to get too soft. I do like a crunch.
Bless y'all. Thank you so much.
And because this pan is filling up a bit, I probably will have to do the eggs in a separate pan and then add it over.
The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you. Come on, make. Girl. Listen. Yes. Bless you. How you doing? Bless you. The Lord bless you. Bless you. I'm so grateful that.
So that was a really good sermon. So I'm going to go to Church of Chester, Christian Church of Chester, Pastor Rich Church, and see what sermon he had for Sunday. So we all can be encouraged.
Anything that happened on this journey. Hallelujah.
Another way that you can do this, which I've done before, is if you have like cupcake pans or muffin pans, and basically you can pour the egg mixture and put this in it with the cheese, and it can bake like a muffin. I don't have that. You can also do it like a loaf too. I was just thinking about it. I don't know if I'm gonna like the texture as a loaf, so I'm just gonna stick to what I know and do it like a scramble.
Out, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got a lot of people that do food.
So I'm actually gonna move this to the back.
I think it's 5 people on the side. Anybody still eat?
And I'm gonna move my blender over here.
We need one up there.
It has been a long day, and I still need to grade some papers. I need to speed this up a bit. This battery is okay. It's on 27%. I figured today it was going to be easier to do a live than to do a video and then have to edit it and all that good stuff. We can just chit chat. So the more people learn that I'm on here, the more we can chat together. The one person that's here, if you like, you can tell me how you feeling in the comments. What are you having for dinner, or do you meal prep? So basically, I'm going to put my cauliflower in here, just like how I would do a smoothie, and smooth it out a bit, and then I'm going to return it in the pan and season it.
We recognize that Jesus came to die for us. And he did it in a way.
So just a pre-warning, it's going to get a little loud. So on mine, it has smoothie, spread, and bowl. So I'm actually going to hit bowl.
did I have a different physical perspective, I had a different spiritual perspective.
So it's totally up to you whether you want it to be smooth, whether you want it to be a little chunkier, but this is a good texture for me. And there is still more and over here that I need to smooth out.
Maybe they don't know what that means. Remember when Anita Baker said, I'm giving you the best that I got? I believe she got that from Jesus himself, because he said the best that he had. And he said, the only way to clean up this kind of mess is with the best. You can't Ajax this away. I don't care how long you stay in the shower, you can't wash it off. But I got this blood. I got this blood. And this see, when I stand up and take communion, you know who I remember first? God. You know who I remember second? Me. And I think about, watch this, I'm gonna mess them up, who I am. I don't get no pass because I'm a pastor. I think about who I am and all the stuff that come with me, and how God still love on me in the if we understood, we sin, thought, word, and deed. Thought, word, and deed.
So not all of this has mixed, so I'm going to take some of the mixed out and then let it continue to smooth out.
But even be more careful what you let get spoken to your ears. What you let get seen by your eyes. I just want to do this to you. Y'all dry this morning. And maybe the blood will wake you up. Because last time I with all power in his hand. Bible said he went down to hell. see, you know you got all power when you go to the darkest, deepest place. On the night Jesus was betrayed, took the bread. Represents my body. That was beaten and bruised for you. He said, but I am the living bread. So you can consume this as long as you do it in remembrance of me. Let us eat together. And the other hand, he took the cup. He said, this represents my blood and the new covenant between me. This is the deal between me and you.
So look at this. This is how much. Let me move you closer. Y'all see that? That's how much that one cauliflower gave us. So we're going to spruce it up a little bit now.
And I said to you, he said, let us drink together.
So we got a little bit of Kerrygold pure Irish butter. I just put it in the melted a little bit. I don't think we need all that, so I'm gonna pour that in there.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
We're gonna put some chives in there. Some chives. I wish I had some fresh chives, but we're gonna use this, which I've been using. I'm very proud of myself. I'm gonna have to order some more to fill this container up. So put that in there.
Jesus that gave you $5. I'm talking about the Jesus that saved your life.
And y'all already know.
I'm talking about the Jesus that
Gotta add some black pepper. Ain't right if there's no black pepper in here. We're gonna do a little garlic powder. And then let's move it around. Let's mix it. I definitely thought it was gonna be a little bit more. But this is fine because the way food be going to waste, and I'm not bragging about it, but maybe this won't. The ex used to love this. Like I love him, okay? This is not about him right now. Alright. So then, let's set this over here. So now we're gonna do a taste test, okay? I can't lie to y'all. We gotta spruce this up some more. We gotta spruce this up some more. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I don't have any more. We're gonna put some minced garlic in there. Usually I have sour cream. I don't have any sour cream. That's probably because I got this app. And with that app, if it comes up bad, it gotta get out my house. Damn, that stuff keeps falling out the fridge. So because we don't have any sour cream, we're gonna put a little bit of cream cheese in there just to give it like a creamy like flavor. And after that, it has no ounce of salt in there. Maybe a baby amount. Because we need to be careful. Because one thing I try to think about is, okay, that doesn't have salt in it, but the salmon does. So you can just eat it with your salmon. You do not want to get high blood pressure. I certainly don't. So turn it back over here. So I'm literally putting this much in there, just that. We're going to turn this back pan off. And we're going to actually turn this front pan on. This pot one, we're going to turn it on low so that that cream cheese can get softer and we'll be able to blend it in. Wow, we've been together for a while. Hour and 5 minutes. We're almost done. We're almost done. But this hour and 5 minutes saves us so much time because we're about to have servings of breakfast and at least dinner for tonight and maybe 2 more meals. So we will see. Just want to tell you we're going to use the rest of our butter for our eggs. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything. So we're going to use about 5 eggs. I am not an egg connoisseur, so I just try my best. And I just started eating eggs a few years ago, so as long as it got black pepper in it, we are good. So this is getting hot already. Let's check on this. Garlic pepper. Lord, I love you more than anything. To save a wretch like you and me, that's why. So remember, we just added the cream cheese to the cauliflower. So we're gonna try it. It tastes much better. It just needs some salt. I'm gonna add some salt. So remember, this is just gonna be mixed in as a scramble. That's love. Guys, when I don't see the black pepper, it's not enough black pepper. We'll add some more in here. And this needed a little bit of salt. Thank you for joining. So for real, probably could have had more egg in here. Let me show you. So this is an egg scramble that I'm going to be eating for breakfast. It has ground turkey. I put 5 eggs in here, peppers and onions. And now, the best part, we're going to add some cheese that we shredded ourselves. So we're just going to keep that on low for a little bit. But now I'm going to take the salmon out of the refrigerator because the cauliflower is done. So for dinner tonight, it will be salmon bites, cauliflower, and salad. So we seasoned our salmon earlier. And we put it in the refrigerator. We had it covered with a napkin. So this is our salmon seasoned. So now we simply are going to put it in the air fryer. So even though I sprayed the salmon, I'm going to spray this too. So I don't want them to be too crowded in here. So I'll probably do 2 batches maybe. Alright, so this is how many I put in here. I'm going to put it in the air fryer. Going to have it at 390. And I'm going to start off with 7 minutes. So I'll be able to see where that is in 7 minutes. This is the salad I have, which is one of my favorites that come in the bag. It is the chopped kit poppy seed in it, green and red cabbage, green leaf lettuce, carrots, and green onions. So in a little baggie, it comes with the Greek yogurt, poppy seed dressing, dried cranberries. So that is an example of what fell out the refrigerator. So this, sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't, but I save them. And it also has pumpkin seeds in here. So this will be with dinner tonight. I'm going to begin to package this for the week. So these are the compartments components that I am going to use. Typically I use this for lunch. It's 3 pieces in here, 3 sections, but we're just going to use it for breakfast this week. And what I may do is in these other sections put aluminum foil and put fruit in there so that I can easily take it out, heat this up, and then eat the fruit. So we'll see how that works out. But for now, I'm gonna put this in here. And then this weekend I need to look for ones with 1 section for breakfast. This is definitely protein filled. So that was the goal, to make sure I have a lot of protein in the morning. Especially for those days where I'm going to the gym during lunch. I'm tired. We've been together over an hour and 15 minutes. But we got a lot done. Our salmon is on 3 minutes. Look how they are cooking. We're going to let them cook another 3 minutes. Then I'm going to take a break and then come back and clean the kitchen. Thank you. I don't know if it's the same one person. Like I said, I'm new to this, so I don't know who it is. But if it's the same one person, thank you so much for staying the entire time with me. I really appreciate it. I look forward to more lives coming soon, okay? So our salmon is almost done, and then we're going to end this live. But we have our cauliflower mix. We did our egg and grilled turkey scrambled with peppers and onions, and we have our salmon bites cooking. So we got a lot accomplished today. For our next meal, so this is probably, breakfast is going to last for the rest of the week. This meal probably will last our lunch and a dinner, so we are going to cook again. So for our next meal, I don't know. I bought these meatballs, tomato and basil meatballs. I bought them. They're chicken meatballs, so maybe we can have this with spinach in a protein pasta. That sounds yummy. So that live will be on Wednesday around 7:30. If you haven't already, please subscribe, share with your family and friends. I feel like I'm a nice little vibe. I do fashion content, food, lifestyle. Check out the weekly gems that I put up. And yeah, one more minute, I'll show you the salmon, and then we will be out of here for today. But thank you so much for joining. So if you have been listening, I have been listening. This is the second sermon that I'm listening to. So the first one was on friendship. This one he's about to start. It was Communion Sunday. So someone is worshiping right now because he died for us. That's what I believe. I don't know if you believe, but I welcome you to believe that. Okay.
I know we were taught in church that it had to be this high, and that was worshiping God. And God's
All right. So this is what our salmon bites look like, along with having our cauliflower. Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to seeing you Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern Time. Continue to blossom.
When all hell is breaking loose around you, when nothing is going right in your life.